Xeodrifter is a short little Metroid-esque game by indie developers TUI. I first knew about this game by the game Rumbo, which has a bunch of other indie characters as well, and I kind of wondered where Drifter, or I think his name is Xeodrifter, came from, and I found out he's from Xeodrifter, and it's a short little Metroid-esque game, like I said. And you play as Xeodrifter or Drifter. I don't really know what his official name is, but you notice that your ship gets hit by a rock, and you need to find its power source, because the power source, or a new power source, because your old power source got destroyed. And you have 4 different worlds that you have to go to. The annoying part is you have to find out which one you actually have to go down to progress, because the other ones you cannot progress in because you need other items, just like in the other Metroid games. And I found this a little annoying because in other Metroid games it was kind of separate areas, but in this short little game it kind of, I guess, made it a little bit better and more, I guess, fast paced and enjoyable because it was just so quick and stuff like that. So you're kind of just going around and defeating pretty much the same boss over and over again, because it's literally the same boss but with like a few new gimmicks like every time you fight him. And every time you fight this boss, it's like this parasite looking enemy, you get a new ability, and that new ability will help you throughout the other worlds to get more items, like more health and more modules to your gun, which you actually can change up your gun, whether you want it to be powerful and slow, or really fast and not that powerful, to be more waveform, or to shoot out in different trajectories, because you only can shoot up or left or right or down. You can't shoot diagonally, but you can use a gun module to, or different gun types to change up your attack style and stuff like that. And I thought that was actually pretty cool what they did with that. But yeah, it's overall just like a fun little game. It took me, I think, about 2 hours probably to beat, so it's pretty quick. I wouldn't say it's worth $10. I got it for $2 because it was like 80% off, which I feel like is a good price for it, maybe $5, but it's probably not worth $10, honestly. It's very short, and it's pretty difficult too, I do have to say. It is a very hard game. I died multiple times, and it really is a throwback to like the old Metroid, like Metroid 1 and Metroid 2, as when you died, you go back to your save point, and all your progress you made kind of you lost. So yeah, it's a little annoying, that fact, but there are some pretty cool power-ups in this game. You can actually travel between the foreground and the background, similar to Mutant Mudds, because this game kind of reminds me of Mutant Mudds. I don't know if it's the same developers. I forget if Mutant Mudds was made by TUI as well, but it kind of reminded me of that. And by going back in the background and the foreground, and you can also dash over lava, can be a submarine, which is actually, I think, Xeodrifter's taunt in Rumbo, and that's kind of like why I was like, why is he like this figure? Now I know he's like turned into a submarine somehow. And then there's other cool factors as well that you can do. I won't really spoil too many of the other power-ups, but yeah, this game's pretty hard. Boss, even though it's the same thing over and over again, it gets harder, and it is pretty hard even the first try, because you only have 3 hits you can only take, instead of having like a health bar of like numbers and stuff. It's just 3 hits, that's all you can take. But then you find like health upgrades over time, and with the new abilities that you acquire and stuff like that. So yeah, makes things a little bit easier, and balances out the difficulty as the game does get harder later on. So yeah, overall it was just like a little fun game. I probably could have gotten it for free by hacking the Wii U, but for some reason that was like one of the only games that I actually couldn't download onto the Wii for some reason, or the Wii U. And this game is on the Wii U, PS4, Switch, and I don't know if it's on Xbox One, but I think it's on Steam as well. Not sure about those last two, but I know it's on PS4, Switch, and Wii U. So yeah, I don't know if the sale's still on, that it's 80% off. It definitely is worth less than $10, but it's just a fun little game. Honestly, if you just want like a little game to beat in one day or whatever, this is the game to buy, because it's just fun and cute, and it's challenging as well, which is surprising for how short it is. And yeah, I did have a fun time with this game. It's a little annoying, kind of backtracking, just like in every Metroid game there's backtracking, although in my case it was dying and going back to the save point, as there really isn't much backtracking in this game, because most of the time you're just traveling between the four worlds by spaceship, instead of having to go around one giant world. There's 4 separate little worlds, so kind of balanced it out and made things a little bit more interesting and different in that fact, instead of like in Metroid, like I said, where it's like all interconnected and you have to like backtrack and go through all this other stuff to get to the place you need. But in this one, you just find the world that you're supposed to go. You're like, oh, I got this power up, now I can go through this area in this world. And that was, I guess, the reason why they give you the option in the beginning of to choose the 4 worlds, is to kind of show you like, hey, you need to go underwater for this area if you want to progress, or hey, you need to go into the background if you want to progress. And you're like, oh, okay, I got the ability to go in the background now. Now I can go to this world and go into the background and progress through that world, and get to the boss of that one and get a new ability to go to another world. And I kind of like that aspect, and that's how Metroid games kind of act, and they did a great job with that. And it's kind of is a shame that this game is kind of short, because it does have a good amount of difficulty and fun to it, that it really should have like been more content to it, and even bosses as well, because like I said, it's the same boss over and over again, just with little differences to it throughout the game, as the bosses pretty much get the same abilities that you do, and you have to use them against them so that you could follow up with them and be with par with them and be with equal balance and have an equal chance of fighting them, which I feel like is pretty cool. But I feel like this should have been something different every time. But other than that, this game is just, like I said, short little fun game. Kind of reminded me of Gato Roboto as well, because I heard that was a short game. Haven't really played that game, but maybe when it's on sale I'll get it, because it seems like a cute little fun game. I've heard that it's short as well as this game, but since I enjoyed this game and it was short and I got it for only $2, I feel like it was pretty good. It's better than the other shovelware that's 90% off on the eShop, and most of the other games, like how they're 90% off and then you buy them and they're like probably a cent or 10 cents or something like that, but they're absolutely trash. So this definitely is better than that. So yeah, anyway though, if I were to rate this game for its price of $10, I'd say it's probably a 6 out of 10 or something like that. But because it was I got it for $2, I'd probably say it's a 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. Just a cute little fun game. And even felt like it was like a mobile game at some points, because again, it's short, it's sweet. There's only like 2 buttons that you have to press, just the analog stick and your gun. Or actually no, you do have to use the other buttons for phase shift and running. So there's actually, I think, 2 or 3 buttons they have to use. So yeah though, that's pretty much about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. if this game is still 80% off at the time this video comes out, I recommend buying it. If not, wait for the sale again, or try and get it for free on the Wii U, pretty much, because this is a little fun game, but not worth the $10, honestly. So, yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more reviews right here on Tell Nick. Bye.